finally, after years of begging, I finally agreed to sit with Mookie Wilson. This is like a kid meeting Santa Claus moment for me. I got to tell you.
I almost look like Santa Claus.
Yeah, you and me both. You and me both. This is a big pleasure for me, a big personal moment. So I thank you for your time today. This is great. Mookie Wilson, New York Met legend, of course known for one of the most famous moments in sports, and of course I'm talking about put down the ducky.
Yeah.
You gotta put down the ducky. Put down the ducky. Put down the ducky. Put down the ducky.
well, yeah, don't care about that. Put down the rubber ducky.
Was that a lot of coaxing to get you and Keith to sing that, or you were?
No, at that time I was fairly new in
Right.
in New York. Getting used to the whole New York thing, celebrities and athletes
Right.
being in commercials. And I was honored that they asked because my kids,
Oh, sure.
they
were young at the
Sesame
time.
Street. Come on, that was a big thing back then.
Yeah.
And I got to actually had some fun with it.
Was that when your kids started to realize, wow, my dad's, somebody?
Well, at that point was one of my son was the only one born at the time.
Oh, okay.
And he watched Sesame Street every morning before we go to school.
Yeah, sure.
Sesame Street. And my daughters who were born after that, they were shocked. They had singing, Sesame Street, the count, and all the.
They didn't care about
No
baseball.
No, they could care less about
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
And when it comes to, of course, to the famous play, did you have? There's a quick shot of you, but that episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm with Buckner.
Yeah.
To me, that he totally redeemed himself after
Yeah.
after that play. The way he jumps and saves the baby, man, I laughed for hours.
Yeah.
Man. I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah. It's funny that when Buckner got the gig, he actually called me, and when was I interested in doing something
Sure.
with him. I didn't know exactly what it was at the time.
Right, okay.
On Curb Your Enthusiasm, because I don't watch a lot of comedy. I
Okay.
really didn't watch a lot of comedy.
Really?
And no, for some reason I just don't watch a lot of comedy. And because Bill called me and asked me about it, I said, "Yeah, man, why not?" Because we're that close and we did that
Right,
kind of thing
right.
together. It was more fun being on the set and watching them work
Yeah.
than the little extra cameo that I did. I can care less about the cameo. Being on the set and watching Larry David and all those other guys do this whole thing with no script. They had no script.
Right, yes.
And it's just amazing to me. I was just
Yeah.
amazed.
Yeah, and
I had my own trailer too, by the way. They gave me a
Oh,
trailer.
nice.
Yeah, I was big time.
bring your food, the whole
Oh,
works.
the whole works. The whole works.
Finally, you made it after all
I
those
made
years.
it. I have arrived.
And it's so interesting to me how you and Buckner became close friends, going out and doing all the signings and appearances together. Was that weird to you?
It wasn't initially because after, number one, I met Buckner because I played AAA ball with his brother.
Oh wow!
And so when I got called up in 80, he told me, say hello to my brother. I didn't know much about the Cubs and
Right.
Billy Buckner. I said, okay. So when I actually saw Bill, it was like looking right at his brother. They looked like twins.
Oh no kidding!
So
Same mustache and everything.
No, identical. They hit the same size, same height. You wouldn't know
Oh,
them
wow.
different. They turned it back. You wouldn't know them different.
Right.
And I went in and introduced myself. Hey Bill, Jamie told me, to say hello when I got to his side. He said, Jimmy, you met Jimmy that crazy bro. I said, yeah, I'm crazy. So we had a little talk, and that was what we did with the Cubs, and that's when I got called up in 80. And I hadn't spoken to him since.
Oh wow!
The next meeting I had with Bill Buckner was actually in 86.
So the winning run is at second base with 2 out, 3-2 to Mookie Wilson. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Oh jeez!
And
Wow.
then after 86, I didn't speak to him again until it was 90, 89, 90 when I got traded in 89.
Right, to Toronto,
so I got traded and we were over in Kansas City and he was in Kansas City at
Right.
the time.
Yep.
So the story is I met him. I was on the right field line, stretching, getting ready for the games and stuff, and he came walking across the ballpark from the home dugout, which is the batting cages was down the left field line at the old ballpark.
Right.
And he came and he stood over me with a bat.
You can imagine what was going through your mind.
You don't know what goes through my mind. And he came stood over me with the bat, and he said, "Hey Mookie, yeah," he said, "you want to hit me some ground balls?" And from that moment,
Been there, done that.
yeah, and from that moment, we just became very, casual friends, and then we started just doing things together, and then we got together a couple years later and signed a little agreement with Steiner Sports to sign the photo.
Right.
And we became kind of like little business partners, and we became just really, really, really good friends.
Like most athletes, we want to be given credit for what we have accomplished on the field, and that one moment, and it wasn't so much how great I was, it was just one of those freak things that happen in baseball. But we have gotten past that, I know, and we're good friends. We're very good friends.
You were mentioning that Steve Cohen, the current Mets owner, has that ball.
Yeah.
And I know you're not big with collecting, right?
No.
You don't have.
No.
Do you have anything?
I have a few things now that I acquired later.
Okay.
It's just signed photos from a lot of the real Hall of Fame players and stuff like that. But I don't have a collection of memorabilia. I just don't. It just wasn't my thing.
No,
It still isn't.
Really?
It still is. But I understand now that some of the things I get, I will just pass it down to my kids and my grandkids. So,
Sure, right.
As for me, I got rid of everything I had.
Everything?
Come
on,
I got rid of my shoes.
Really?
Everything. I kept absolutely nothing.
Sell them off or threw them out?
I gave to people for charities and stuff like
Nice,
that.
okay, yeah, charities.
No, I didn't sell it. I wish I had sold it. If I known the ball could sell $400,000, but I sold that too. But I didn't know at the time. So
Well, let me show you what I have. In fact, I mentioned, speaking of Steiner Sports, I was complaining to you before that Steiner Sports used to, of course you have to pay to get online and get the autograph, which is fine, but Steiner Sports back in 2011 made me pay another $25 to get the autograph personalized. So this is it right here.
Yeah.
And I paid, so since I was paying $25, I actually said to you, I want you to write to Tony, my best friend.
yeah.
This man looked up when I said, "Can you write my best friend?" I'll never forget it. You just kind of did. You just looked at me like that, and I said, "I'm not kidding, man." And you did. You were obviously nice enough to sign that. I have, of course.
Oh,
This is one of my
gospel
prized
album.
possessions right here. Yeah.
Yeah.
You wrote all the songs on here.
I wrote
you and
every
your wife.
song.
You and your wife.
Every song on there, every lyric, I wrote everything.
But you're not singing on it. You sing "Put Down the Ducky." You won't sing on it.
I'm not a singer, but there's I have family members who are just outstanding, which there's outstanding singers. Singing is not my thing.
Did you sing the national anthem once at a game?
I sung "God Bless America."
Oh, all right. All right. So singing's your thing. I bet you could have pulled this off.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's no problem. I could do a song here and there, but it's not something that I'm not making money out of. Not singing.
Mookie Wilson, a baseball card from when he was in the minor leagues.
Yeah.
This is the Tidewater Tides.
Tides. Yeah.
And this is one of my more interesting possessions. It's a ticket to the first major league game you ever played.
Ooh.
Yeah. How much would you pay for this? $1?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I got my memories, so that's all I need. But I remember that first game wasn't too good either.
Oh, is that right?
No, I was probably in heaven because I'm in Dodger Stadium.
Right.
Dodger Stadium.
Yeah.
Everybody knew the Dodgers were, even though I wasn't a baseball fan. I mean, back in the day, was the game of the week. All you saw on baseball teams
Right.
was
Yeah, it was on
TV
cable.
was the Yankees or the Dodgers.
This
So
week in baseball.
Yeah, This Week in Baseball.
Yep.
They didn't play the Braves and the Mets. They never played the Mets. I didn't know the Mets were, but anyway, they played the Dodgers. So, and now I'm actually in Dodger Stadium. And I'm looking across the field. I see Ron Say, Steve Garvey, Reggie Smith, Dusty Baker.
Yeah.
Man, I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I kind of went over the series.
But it's funny to me you mentioned all those Dodgers, because
Yeah.
in 1980 there was probably nobody really on your bench. It'd be like, wow.
There was. I can't remember who was on that bench. It was, we had
That's great.
we had a bunch of really, really nice guys like Doug Flynn and John Stearns, God bless him.
Yeah, right.
Guys who, Steve Henderson was there.
Pat Zachary, was he there at that time?
Who?
Pat Zachary?
Pat Zachary was there. Craig Swan, Ron
Sure.
Hodges.
Right, right.
You had good guys, but it wasn't a winning team.
Right.
As a matter of fact, our tribute team was better probably.
Right. And then the last thing I'm going to show him is right here. You know this guy, right?
Oh man, yeah.
Eric
yeah, the
Tartaglione.
comedian.
Yep. Well, that's where we're from. We're from Governor's Comedy Club, so we know Eric well.
Yeah.
He was begging to be a part of this, and I said, forget it, get out of here.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. But I know he'll appreciate the mention.
Avid participant in the fantasy camp. Him and his brother.
Is he any good? No.
Any good?
Yeah, playing ball.
Wait, I've been compared to what? What we compared him to here now?
Exactly.
That was an open question right there. Have some
probably
boundaries
should,
there.
Now you mentioned before you're not a comedy fan. Now, I thought you were. Aren't you big into cartoons?
But cartoons are not comedy though.
What?
It's not comedy. When you say cartoon,
Aren't you laughing?
cartoon may be the wrong word. Animated stories is better than cartoon.
Okay. So we're not talking like Bugs Bunny or something
I'm
like
not
that.
big on the Buzz. I watch Buzz, but I watch Buzz Bunny and laugh.
So you're talking like what, like Dark Batman or something?
Yeah, Batman, Transformers, that kind of stuff.
Wow.
I mean, I can watch them all day.
Oh wow.
Had old story back then. A lot of Thundar.
Oh, okay.
That kind of stuff.
Right.
He-Man.
Sure.
That kind of stuff. My son used to watch them every morning, so I had to watch them.
Oh, of course. Yeah. You're a good dad right there.
Yeah.
Spend time with your son.
Yeah.
And music too. Aren't you a big music guy too?
Love music.
What are we talking about? Like what kind of?
A variety across the board. I just music in general. There's no particular genre. I jazz, rock and roll, depending. I rap, depending. I'm a little lyric rap. Gospel music.
Yeah, right.
I'm really, really, really big. I love music.
What is how does your faith play into do you not like certain music or certain lyrics because of?
Yeah, it's not the music.
Curse.
It's not the music. It's the lyrics that turn you on.
Right. Okay.
It's the lyrics that turn you on, and and a lot of it has to do with my faith. No question about it. But I don't let my faith deprive me of a joy.
Okay.
Okay. And I think that's the big mistake a lot of people make.
Absolutely.
My faith won't allow me to listen to jazz or anything that's secular, which is totally wrong. Totally wrong.
Right. I admit I get confused
Yeah.
as to what's okay to watch or listen to.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying these things.
No.
So then does that make it okay? I struggle with that all the time.
There is a lot of good in a lot of secular music. Matter of fact, I wrote a sermon, one of my sermons that I preach, and it's based on a secular song. But the title has a very spiritual title, and the title of the song is "My Soul Is Not for Sale."
Okay.
And it's made by Jazzy Jeff.
Oh wow.
This was a rapper. I don't know if you've ever heard Jazzy Jeff.
Yeah, Will Smith.
He's a rapper, and it was just the lyrics on it. The meaning is there. So yeah, there is something to be learned from every section of music if you take time to listen to it and not judge before you listen to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well said, Mookie Wilson. Well said.
No player became so popular so fast.
The Blue Jays didn't give you number one?
No.
No?
I'm
What's your
not,
number,
look,
man?
I wasn't wrapped up in the numbers.
Really?
No.
See, I still get mad when I see a Met wearing number one.
No,
It's
I
wrong.
know, I'm
Especially
not.
when Louis Castillo had it. That was bad. He didn't deserve it.
That's the fan talking in it.
That's right.
I've had a different number in every level of ball I've played.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I've never had the same number. People do identify athletes by their numbers.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of times. It has no real significant meaning to me. The only reason I had number one because it was the smallest uniform in the box when I got to the base.
Do you ever? I think one of the reasons you were still are my favorite Met was because of I mean, obviously you weren't the biggest home run hitter.
No.
You were super clutch. You and Hernandez, in my opinion, super clutch hitters. And of course, the speed. You always kind of got something going because of your speed. But it was more it was more of an inspirational thing because you just gave it your all.
Yeah.
But there was also there was definitely a sense of humor involved there. Like I remember when you hit like 1,800 foul balls into the dugout and you were at the plate laughing, but also you were involved. Of course, the Butler play, but you were involved in so many weird Met plays. Like when Pete Rose went to fight the ump, when Cookie Rojas pushed the ump.
Oh yeah,
you're there for all these things.
Yeah, I was there.
Does that do you ever wonder if you're the reason?
I'm the common denominator on this. No,
What's your weirdest memory from being, from the organization, coaching, playing, any of it?
The weirdest thing that ever happened to me is I played for. God, I've been playing baseball since I can remember.
Right.
And I have never gotten a confrontation with an umpire.
Okay.
Except one time.
Really?
And I was coaching. We were in Vero Beach. We were playing the Dodgers. The Dodgers were still in Vero Beach at the time.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm coaching first base. And the umpire makes a really bad call, And it's spring training. Okay, I really wasn't,
Right.
All right, spring training. But I told him, I said, how can you miss that? I mean, it's right there. And he got an attitude. He really got an attitude. So he looked at me and he said, that's enough. And I said, I'm just saying, it was an easy play to call that spring. Yeah, it's hot out here. And I stared at him, just looking at it. Wasn't saying a word, I was just looking at it. He goes down the right field line, I turn around, and I'm just looking at it. Just staring at it.
Yeah.
And he said, enough of that. You out of the game. He threw me out of the game.
Oh, wow. That's sacrilege. You don't throw Mookie Wilson out of a game.
I know. Of all this time, he threw it. It was hot. I was glad to get out of the game.
Thanks.
And so people say, of all the things that umpire can do was throw me out of the game in a spring training game. It's not like I was arguing.
Right.
But I was staring at him. I think a little guilt probably got into me. He just didn't know. He had enough of that.
But now, the only...
Wilson, who singled homered and bounced to the pitcher, and that one got him right on the head, and a warning is being issued by Bob Davidson. Glavine says, why? Didn't mean to do that.
Oh, I forgot about that.
You went after Tom Glavine.
Yes, I did. I forgot about that.
Oh, should I not bring that up?
No, that's okay because I apologized.
Oh, did you?
Because I was in the wrong. But at the time, I was frustrated because I wasn't playing. And the reasoning was not acceptable to me that I wasn't playing. And all of a sudden, this day decided to put me in the game to play for whatever reason. I don't know. And Tom Glavine threw a pitch. And Tom did throw very hard.
Yeah, but if you remember, you actually, your previous at bat, you hit a home run. So that's why I don't think you're in the wrong. You hit the home run.
He did. Tom. I know Tom.
So that was actually my follow-up. So you guys were okay after that?
Oh yeah.
Is it weird to see the first time, like you mentioned with Buckner holding the bat, the first time you saw Glavine after that? Is it weird or?
No, because right after the game when reporters were then and I told him, I said I overreacted. He threw a ball. He actually hit me, but I was already frustrated because I wasn't playing, and it's just one of those things. Your emotions got the best of me at the time, which something never happens. I'm always in control. At least I think I'm always in control.
Right.
But it was out of frustration. It's just one of those things. But I forgot all about that.
Oh, sorry.
The only time I ever went after.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So I did my research.
And I'm glad Bill Robinson grabbed me.
Yes, he tackled you.
Yeah, I'm glad he did because that wouldn't have been good.
I can't even picture it though. I bet you'd get the Glavine, you probably would have backed off. Cause you're
no. Once you go to a certain point, you can't back off.
Yeah, okay.
You gotta complete the task.
Right. But Glavin also egged you on too, because he started yelling at you after he threw the pitch.
Yeah, but because
You
it
were
was,
same thing. You were just staring at him. So
Yeah.
what? You deserve to stare.
Because I
He
was
hit you.
actually going to first base and he said something. I don't know what he
Right.
said to this
Doesn't
day.
matter.
It don't matter.
Right.
He said something.
That's
And I
it.
took off. Yeah.
And then he was still a Brave even when he played
Yeah.
here. So we still don't like him. And you should have.
Yeah, he battles asked me was I all right. I don't know. Which is the weirdest thing. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wilson. What?
This is one of the weird things, man. Very out of character.
But that's one of the things I always enjoy about your career. You were always there for the crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know. To me, that just enhanced. But very inspirational because you did. You always gave it your all. You had the right attitude towards it. Even now, you're super nice with your time here. Again, thank you very much. This was a big thrill. And Tom and Pioneer Sports and Rich, I want to thank them for allowing us to come in here today and take up their time and their office while they're mingling back there doing nothing while we took their place over. So thank you very much. Mookie Wilson, ladies and gentlemen. This is great.